Ayan, natutulog pa ata yung iba. Asan na kaya sila? Kindly message them to please enter our room now so that we can accomplish our objectives for today. And the next week will be our last week for our first shift. Ayan, so ilan na tayo? I hope everyone or all of you already registered no, on the link that I sent. Nag-register ba kayo? That will be part of our course, especially here in Module 2, Digital Citizenship. So yung mga andito ba nag-register or nakapag-register na? May I see a thumbs up from you if you registered already?
Ano po yun? About po saan yun?
About digital citizenship, youth digital citizenship. So
Saan
that
po nakikita, sir?
I sent that in our group chat.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Everyone, all of you is required to attend. So yan, I can see thumbs up. Very good. Jan, Clyde, and Flossie. Ayan, so they already registered. For those who were not able to register, open pa siya. I don't know if when is the deadline. That is part of our module 2, no? That is a continuation of our discussion for today. You will be having an output there also. Anyway, next shift, magkakasama pa rin naman tayo. So, medyo kampante ako na kahit medyo gahol tayo sa oras ngayon, we will continue this in the second shift. Anyway, our course is only an STP and that is 36 hours only. So we try to apply all apps or technology that we will learn here to better facilitate our teaching and learning process. Okay, so we have 12 participants na. Sige, let us just begin. The others siguro will just enter the Zoom kapag gising na sila or ewan ko ano na nangyari sa kanila. Pakigising na sila para pumasok na sa ating Zoom room. If we're only 12, 11 English majors pa lang ang nandito. Ayan, so dumadami pa. Okay. Sige, to begin our discussion for today or our lecture for today, may I request Angelica Baimosa. Angelica, are you here? Angelica? Ayan, wala ata si Angelica. Hello, Angelica? Ayan. So, Angelica, are you here? Angelica Baymosa? Angelica Baymosa is not responding. May I request Denise Ivy? Denise Ivy, kindly lead us a prayer. Denise, are you here?
Sir, okay po, sir.
Okay, sige. Thank you, Denise, for responding. Kindly lead us a prayer to start our class for today.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion, allow us to grow closer as a group, and nurture the bond of the class. Fill us with your grace, Lord God, and continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth, for the greater glory of you. We ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Denise, for that prayer. So for today, we will try to wrap up all the topics included in Module 2, that is Global Digital Citizenship, under Social, Ethical, and Legal Policies. Okay, so our topic for today is entitled Living in a Digital World. Would you agree with me if I say we live now in a digital world? Who among of you here is living in a digital world? Anyone? May I see thumbs up if you live in a digital world? If yes, what are this world that you live in? Celine, Jade, I can see 3 thumbs up. Celine, Jade, any thoughts on this?
Sir, I think we are all living in a digital world because um, we are using gadgets, devices, which are referred to as digital. And ayun na, sir.
Okay, sige. So, what are the various apps that you use in which you live there? Kumbaga sana, if we are citizens, I'm a Filipino citizen because I live in the Philippines. So, how about you? What are the worlds that you live in the digital world?
Sir, the common apps that I use are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, mga social media po.
Okay, sige. And of course, right now, we are using the Zoom app, no? Here we interact and we live at the moment. So in between 7 to 9 a.m., we are living now in the Zoom app digitally. Okay, so if we live and interact daily in a digital world, therefore we are all digital citizens. But the main question here is on how we should act and behave in this world. Okay, so minsan kasi hindi clear kung paano tayo nabubuhay and how do we behave in this world, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga students. So for this topic, we will try to learn digital citizenship or global digital citizenship as a whole and how to be safe and secure. Okay, as well as how to be smart and effective participants in the digital worlds. So later on, I'm expecting everyone to gain an awareness, okay, of your rights and responsibilities as a digital citizen, and how do you really personally fit in the digital world. Okay, so at the end of our topic, you should embody healthy attributes, or you should come up with various values and attributes to be an effective global digital citizen. Okay, so to guide our discussion for today, here are our objectives. Ayan, so first, we identify digital media technologies and communities. We will try to compare and contrast online communities to offline communities. We evaluate appropriate technology use. We understand the rights and responsibilities of a digital citizen. Participate respectfully and responsively in an online citizen. Okay. So, to start with, ayan, nagkakape ba kayo? Sino ba sa inyo ang kumain na? Pwede bang paki-open yung camera at patingin kung anong ginagawa ninyo sa moment na ito? Kasi ako, as of the moment, I am drinking my coffee. Ayan. Ayan, patingin nga yung mga cameras ninyo at tingnan ko nga kung andyan kayo o nakahiga pa kayo, nakahilata pa kayo. Everyone, kindly open your cameras para para mag-check muna tayo, mag-good morningan muna tayo. And okay lang ang hindi maligo sa mga panahong ito kahit naman nung face to face, 'di ba? Yung iba diyan pumapasok nang hindi naliligo. Okay, so ayan, kumakain. It's okay to eat. Ayan si Annalay. Kumusta diyan, Annalay? Ayos lang ba? Sino ang kapares ko dito nagkakape na from A? For example, A, itong black coffee. Ayan, sila Flossie. Gising na sila. Siguro parang kababangon lang na ganun, no? Dati nakagano, biglang patingin yung camera, biglang gumanon agad. Okay. So, yan, mainam yan, no? Ang kagandahan ngayon is you can learn based on your comfortability. So, dati kasi kailangan, bumangon, pumasok sa school, pero ngayon digitally na pwedeng-pwede na kayong pumasok. If letter A is the black coffee and an A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H is the white, asan dyan ang kape ninyo? May I see in the comment section before we start? Yan, virtual coffee muna tayo. May I see in the comment section kung saan dyan ang kape ninyo? If A is the black coffee. Okay, letter A ito. And B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Saan dyan yung kape ninyo? Ayan, according to letter C. Karamihan, letter C ang kanilang kape. How about the others? H. Wow, napaka-healthy naman ni Dwight Infante. Okay, the same with A, no? Kasi ang coffee also, pure coffee is also healthy. Si Janus naman is letter A, talagang strong coffee. Siguro pampalaki yun ng muscles na. Mag-black coffee nga rin ako para Okay, H naman yung iba. How about the others? Everyone please participate kasi mamaya kailangan ko ng full participation ninyo in our next topics. Okay? So yan. So karamihan pala nasa extremes. No, kung hindi sobrang tapang na kape, yung iba naman walang kape. Okay? Ayan. So, inom muna tayo ng kape natin para magising ang ating mga diwa. Kasi mamaya meron tayong a simple activity.
Paaraw muna, sir.
Paaraw. Oo, pwede. Ayan. Nasa labas. That's good. Maganda vitamin pa yan.
Sir, maganda yan, sir.
Okay? Sige. So thank you very much for opening your cameras and for participating in our coffee session. This time we now proceed to the next one. We will have a certain activity. I will flash here a certain statement, and in the chat box, I want everyone to participate. We are 23 in the Zoom room. I'm expecting 23 comments in the chat box. Okay? So what you need to do is just to identify what does that statement tells about. So para siyang identification. Okay? So this is the first question. What C is an inhabitant or member of a community, one who is entitled to the rights and privileges of it, a native who owes allegiance to a government or organizing body, and is entitled to protect from it. Ayan. So tingnan ko, who was the first? Yung first two, sila yung sila yung meron prize. Sige, magbigay tayo ng premyo. Bilangin ninyo ang points ninyo and later on, kung sinong may pinakamataas na points, may marireceive na load sa akin. Okay, so Dwight and Flossie May says it's Citizen. Very good. So most of you answered it correctly. It is a citizen. So a citizen is any member of a certain community. So if you belong, for example, to a Facebook community, then you are citizen of that community, no? Kahit digital world. That is why I am asking earlier, what are those apps or what are those digital communities you belong with? Okay, aside from our social media applications, meron pa bang mga other digital communities na kung saan doon kayo nabubuhay? So, that is all about citizen. Okay. Next question. So, are you ready for the next question? Okay, bilisan ang mag-type. What D is characterized by electronic and computerized technology? Okay, sige. Go. Go. Characterized by electronic and computerized technology. Ayan, meron pang ata, parang hindi sure yung iba. Okay, is everyone participating? Please mag-participate, no? Kahit dito lang sa ating comment section. Or sa chat box, I should say. So, the correct answer is digital. Okay, so the first two who got the correct answer is sino? Yung dalawang nauna, Bendrin and John Clyde. But John Clyde is not so sure if the digital is the correct answer. Kung baga kung recitation sana yun na face-to-face is digital, patano. Okay, but that is correct. So, digital is characterized by electronic and computerized technology. So, anything which is computerized or electronic, that is what you call digital. Okay? Ayan, parang maganda ang participation ng mga English ngayon. Next topic, ay next question. Nabibilang niyo ba ang points ninyo? O sa wala pang leading, no? Pare-parehas pa lang tayong 1 point. Okay, next will be, what GC is a well-understood concept relating to how one participates in and contributes to the whole world. What GC is a well-understood concept relating to how one participates and contributes to the world as a whole. Okay, sige. Mag-comment yung iba kahit sa tingin ninyo, kahit kokopya na lang, pwedeng-pwede. Okay, so ayan. Sige, keep on answering. Baka may ibang sagot pa. Ano kaya ito? So the correct answer is global citizenship. Very good. So tingnan natin kung sino ang nakapuntos dito. Sino yung first two who answered? Ano yung 3? Okay, so Dwight Infante and Michael Santos is were the first one who got the correct answer. It is global citizenship. So global citizenship is not new to you because you have been learning this lesson all throughout. So in here, global citizenship is that the youth especially, you try to build your own understanding of various world events. Okay? So you will think of your values here as a global citizen. You think of the different values and what is important to you. You take learning, especially you take learning into a real world. Okay, so 2 points for Dwight. Siya pa lang yung nakaka 2 points. Next. Yan, pabilisan na lang mag-type dito. Dapat correct spelling. A holistic and positive approach to helping users learn how to be safe and secure, as well as smart and effective participants in a digital world. Ayan, sige. Wag mag-type lang kayo. Wag kayong para ma-exercise ang mga fingers ninyo. Early morning, no? Dapat ini-stretch ninyo yung mga tendons ninyo and everything so that you are ready all throughout. So yan, marami na. May 8 na. So the correct answer is digital citizenship, and Dwight got the correct answer together with Michael. So we have 3 points for Dwight and 2 points for Michael. Talagang ayaw mag-competitive si Michael, no? Talagang ayaw niyang magpatalo. Michael, andyan ka ba? Gising na
Yes,
gising
sir.
na si Michael. Ayan, very good. So, as a digital citizen or digital citizenship, this is an approach in which you are helping them to understand what are your rights and responsibilities. And of course, you should recognize the benefits and risk. And by this, you will realize the personal and ethical implications of your actions. So in digital citizenship, this cuts across various disciplines, which includes your knowledge, okay, about the world, about the digital world you live in, about your awareness and your skills. Actually, this digital citizenship has various key areas. Okay, so because of this, our topic for today is all about global digital citizenship. What do you know about global digital citizenship based on the various words that were being flashed earlier? How do we combine these two? Global citizenship, digital citizenship, and now we come up with digital citizenship. What is this digital citizenship all about? Okay, so being a global digital citizen is about more than just being a citizen of Earth. Hindi lang basta citizen ka ng Earth. Okay, it's a way of living living well in a world that's fast changing. So napakabilis magbago ng mundo natin ngayon. Mayat maya may bagong iPhone na naman. Mayat maya may bagong virus na naman. Wag naman sana. Okay? So this global digital citizenship is sometimes they call it as two citizens in one. Okay? A global digital citizen. How do you describe a global digital citizen in one word? May I see? As a prelude, anyway, later on, this will be our main output for this day. How do you describe in one word a global digital citizen? Ethical. Okay, that's very nice. So, ibig sabihin is an ethical citizen. A techie citizen, according to J.V. Marr. Flossie is a combination of the two. Dwight is a tech savvy. Okay, so a global digital citizen, very good. Responsible. That's one of the keyword here. Responsible, ethical, okay, and techie or leveraging technology in order for us to foster community on a global scale through connection and compassion. Being compassionate nowadays is very important. Okay, you can feel what others feel. Okay, you are being altruistic or you're being positive with others. Okay, so this being two citizens in one, educators quickly realize that there is a need for acceptable guidelines for acceptable use. Okay, earlier we've made mention that digital citizenship describes how a person should behave in the online world, no? Because we have two worlds. So online and offline world. So these frequent policies and programs, okay, are being created around digital citizenship. So there must be an acceptable use policy, okay, that is focused heavily on protecting oneself from online predation and cyberbullying. So how do you protect yourself from the digital world? Kung dito sa face-to-face, you protect yourselves. Okay? So how do you protect yourself dito naman sa digital world? Are you protecting yourself? If yes, how? Anyone from the group? What are the ways in which you protect yourself, your identity in a digital world? Kayo ba yung tao na, okay, according to Carla, by keeping private information? Yan, don't give personal information. Ernalyn says, think before we click. Tama yan, hindi yung we keep on clicking basta makasabay lang sa uso, di ba? So as a pre-service teacher, okay, you must have various skills and knowledge or these attributes. Yan, si Michael naman nagiging critical thinker daw siya. Okay, so Dwight Infante is going beyond by double checking the reliability of websites that you visit. That's very good. Okay. Burner account. John Clyde, what is this burner account? I want you to enlighten me on this. John Clyde, are you there? John Clyde. Ako si John Clyde. Asan na si John Clyde? I don't know about this burner account. What does it mean? Ano, idiom ba ito? Or is this a jargon in technology? Okay. So by having various accounts, no, yung isa gagamitin mo pang ano ito, para maipakita ko yung aking mga ano. Tapos yung isa naman is, by having this spare account, minsan kasi ito yung ginagawa ng mga, what do you call this? Our online predators, di ba? They are creating a certain account na hindi naman sa iyo, and then chinachat nila yung mga ano mo, yung mga relatives mo asking for money and everything, no? Pretending to be you but not you. Okay, so dapat we only have one account. Kaya nga meron tayong ano, kung napapansin ninyo, meron tayo sa my Facebook, meron this is also true to Twitter and YouTube. There is a way in which we can validate our account. So pag once na merong check yung account natin, that means your certain account is true or legit. Actually, yung Facebook page natin, hindi ko pa nagagawa yung process niya. Pero I'm on the way of validating the account, no, so that it can make it legal and legit. So kahit mga account ninyo, pwede nyong gawin yon. Actually, yung mga artista, di ba, ganun ang ginagawa nila. Mapapansin niyo sa may pangalan nila sa may bandang dulo, parang merong check na ano doon, check na sign. Okay, so that is by digital citizen. So how about global citizenship? Okay, that is by understanding the relationship of how you, for example, how do you participate in? And aside from participation, how do you contribute to the world as a whole? Okay. So over the past few decades, alam naman natin na we've experienced creation, expansion, and assimilation of the digital world. Napakaganda nga at napabilis dito sa atin. Dati, present na actually lahat ng mga ito sa atin. So this is one good thing about pandemic. It brought us rapidly into this industrial revolution na tinatawag. Actually, sa ibang bansa, matagal na lang ginagawa itong modality natin. But for us kasi, medyo traditional pa tayo. Actually, that was just last year. But now, nakita naman natin ang improvement, no? So, in this digital world, alam naman natin na not everyone has the ability to access this digital world. No? The digital accessibility is limited demographic. So, because of this rapid extension of wired and wireless data connection or wireless data combined, there is explosion of also of various devices. These various devices is capable of connecting to various network in which we now live in. No? Kung ating titingnan, ilang oras ba tayo sa ating digitally, how many hours do we spend? 'Di ba? Parang mas marami pa yung oras natin na mas prefer natin that we stay in our room, okay? And then we face our laptop or our devices and there we connect with our friends. Siyempre ngayon dahil lalo na pandemic. Okay, so digital connected technology now is very much part of our life. Just like as the coffee or the refrigerator or the washing machine. Di ba? Parte na yun ng buhay natin. So ngayon, ang being digital, itong mga various apps na ito, ay ito na yung buhay rin natin na tinatawag. So, to fully understand this, we actually have various tenets or facets of global digital citizenship. So we try to discuss all of this. But before that, we'll have first again the continuation of our game. So medyo mas itong susunod na mga identification portion of our topic is pagalingan na lang sa paghula. Okay, kung ano itong mga ito. So what DL is learning how to find, sort, manage, evaluate, and create information in digital forms. Ayan, napakabilis. Is learning how to find, sort, manage. Ayan, sige. If you learn how to manage, to sort, to evaluate, and to create information in digital forms. So this is, the correct answer is digital literacy. Very good. So sinong nakakuha ng points dito? Digital literacy is Dwight Infante. Talagang mabilis ang mga kamay ni Dwight Infante. Digital literacy is Dwight and sino tong susunod kay Dwight? Si John Clyde. Okay, 4 points for Dwight. So digital literacy is this is a literacy skills, okay? Build on but are somewhat different from the traditional literacy of reading and writing. Magkaiba yung reading literacy skills, okay? Literacy of reading and writing sa digital literacy. Dito is we focus on the various digital forms. How do we sort this information? How do we manage this? Okay? How do you evaluate that ito yung legit na website? This one is not true website. Okay? So, if you possess this, if you know how to find, sort, manage, or evaluate, or create information very well, then that means you are a digital literate. Okay? So, thank you for participating. Yung iba, ayan, parang nahilo na si Michael. Literaku, sabi ni Michael. Okay? Medyo inaantok pa siguro. Next. Get ready for the next one. What S and S? And this one is S and S. Is understanding the risk that we face from others as well as from our own conduct and the danger posed by applications like viruses and phishing. This is actually S and S. What S and S is understanding the risk that we face from others as well as from our own conduct and the danger posed by applications. Okay, nakuha yung ano, ayan, okay, yeah, nice, okay, good. Okay, danger posed by applications like viruses and phishing. Yan, go, put your answers there. Meron pa akong mga hindi nakikita ang pangalan sa chat box, ha? Meron pa akong mga hindi nakikita sa chat box. Ay, sa comment, ay, tama, chat ito. Ayan, kulang na lang isang S pa para SSS na ano. Okay, understanding the risk that we face from others as well as from our own conduct and the danger posed by applications like viruses and phishing. So the correct answer is safety and security. Okay, so very good. Sino yung first two natin? Kay Angeli and sinong kasunod niya? Kay Angeli 1 point and Flossie. Ayan, very good. Naka 2 points na si Flossie. Si Dwight is 4 points. Okay, it's very nice of you. Keep on participating. I think we still have questions here. Next. Pabilisan lang. This includes access and participation, free speech, community, privacy, yung iba. Okay, psychological safety, safety of identity and of material and intellectual property of digital citizen. Yung iba mali na yung ano niya, kinaliwanan niya. Okay, so yan, napakabilis naman ninyo, no? Ito, this is everyone's rights. Very good, rights. Tama. Left daw kay Jano. So ang nauna dito is Dwight and Janos. Alam niyo si Dwight kanina parang sinadya niyang social security ilagay niya doon sa former question. Okay. Rights is the correct answer. So we have the rights. Our rights in the digital world includes access. Lahat tayo may karapatan na ma-access kahit ano pang application yan. Okay? We participate. Free speech na tinatawag, no? Kung anong gusto mong sabihin. Pero dito na pumapasok yung how to be a responsible digital citizen. Okay? Rights. And next will be include respect, civility to self and others, protecting own or others' rights and property, respectful interaction, demonstrating the blended literacy of a network world. Ito yung network world na tinatawag, the digital, the media, and social. Okay, very good. Yan, gising na gising pa yung iba. The correct answer is responsibility. So sino dito? Dwight Infante and Bendrin dyan. Mabibilis talaga ang kamay ng dalawang ito. Talagang mabilis mag-type. Very good at na-exercise nila, no? Kaya mabilis yung kanilang mga kamay. That is responsibility. Now, if we have rights in the digital world, we also have this responsibility. Na ito na sinasabi natin, although we have the right of free speech, but take note, we are responsible, or it is our responsibility to respect others, okay? And respect for ourselves. So kung gusto mo mag-post, you have the right to post. Okay, nag-beach ka, okay, nag-two-piece ka, you have the right for that. Okay, but we should always be mindful. Okay, kasi napakaraming mga citizens sa digital world. So we must be mindful on what we post also in the social media. Okay, so That is all about the we now dealing with the rights and responsibilities, and we come up with the first what do you call this, tenet of global digital citizen. So to be a global digital citizen, we must have this personal responsibility. What is this personal responsibility that we say? This includes on how we manage, okay? How we manage ourselves in various matters. For example, how do we manage ourselves in personal finance? So paano natin minamanage yung pagiging magasto natin? Do we keep on ordering online? Okay, how do we manage our personal finance? Meron tayong 500 pesos na allowance for this week. Okay, how do we use this allowance? Being a personal responsibility also talks about ethical and moral boundaries. Okay? So alam natin kung hanggang kailan tayo, hanggang dito lang ang pwede kong gawin. Okay, this one is not good thing na. Magko-comment ba ako dito sa post na ito about spokesperson? Makikialam ba ako as a responsible digital citizen? What will be my reaction on this? Okay. Also, being a personal responsibility also is by keeping our personal health and wellness. Ilang oras tayong nakaupo sa harapan ng computer? Do we still have time to exercise? Nakakapag-bike ba tayo? Nakakapaglakad pa ba tayo? Nakikita pa ba natin ang mga halaman sa paligid natin? Okay. If you do these things, if you have proper management of your time, especially sa sarili ninyo, then you are respecting yourself. Okay, you have this tinatawag nila na self-control. Ilang oras na akong nakababad sa aking cellphone. Okay. Ayan, yung mga may bike dyan, samahan nyo ako at mag-bike tayo. Okay, meron tayong meeting area para lahat tayo maging stay healthy, no? Palakihin natin yung mga muscles natin. Okay. Well, anyway, if that is not your goal, if your goal is only to be physically active, wala na bike o yun na nga eh, that's very unfortunate for us na hindi na natin, wala tayong tinatawag na physical activities. So ano yung mga physical activities natin sa bahay natin, aside from sa paghuhugas ng pinggan? Kung baka yung iba dyan ang tamad-tamad pa maghugas ng pinggan. Okay, ano naman yung mga physical activities natin so that we can manage our personal health and wellness? Okay. And also this, in personal responsibility, this also talks about on how we manage our relationships of every kind, both online or offline. So kung sa online, ayan, ang bait-bait mo, sa ganito, ganyan. How about sa nagkita kayo, ganun din ba? O yung mga kasama mo dyan sa bahay? Okay? Now, this personal responsibility, nakikita nyo sa ladder, we have the self-control, we have the freedom. Okay? What are the values na kailangan natin in order for us to make good choices? Kasi if we have these choices, kung maganda yung pagpili natin ng mga, kasi all of us are facing various preferences nowadays. If we choose well, napili natin na ito ang pinakamagandang gawin, then we will have this good outcome, which will serve as a wisdom for us. Kasi if you have that wisdom already, yan na yung kalalakihan mo. Okay? That wisdom will forever be part of yourself. Now, why this personal responsibility is very important? Especially when you are later on when you teach your students. Because this kind of responsibility means you take ownership of your own learning. Lalo na ngayon. Do you take the ownership of your own learning? Kapag ba walang synchronous class, hindi nyo na rin binubuklat yung mga course packs natin? O dito, be honest. Sino dito ang binasa na yung module 2? Na-scan man lang ng mga panahon na ng mga asynchronous classes natin. Are you really using your time wisely? Especially sa asynchronous class? Ang asynchronous class kasi natin is since you are given this course pack. So you are expected of you na binabasa niyo yung content ng mga yon. So you must develop this, the sense of accountability for lifelong learning. Bakit? Dapat responsible ka sa iyong sariling pag-aaral. Because later on, you will use this as you prepare. As we are preparing you in your workplace. So, paano kung ang workplace ninyo later on, ganito rin? Talagang work from home din siya. So, kapag na-instill mo na yung mga values, ay na ganito dapat yung gawin. You portray, no? You portray yung gusto mong maging estudyante later on. Di ba meron tayo, dapat ang mga estudyante ko, ganito sila, ganito sila. So, you as a future teacher, you practice that one na. Para later on, no, ma-imbibe mo sa mga students mo na these are the attributes that are responsible digital students. Actually, you are now called digital students. Kasi hindi naman tayo nag-face-to-face. Talagang we are learning. No? Lahat nito is through digital world lang. So, what are the various things that we can do later on inside our classroom para maisabi natin sa kanila itong personal responsibility? Ma-instill natin sa kanila. Okay? We can put students into various project management roles. So, ikaw, si president, o ikaw naman si secretary, o ikaw treasurer, o you will be the leader of this group. Yung ganon. Yung you are giving now them the responsibility to hold or to manage a certain small groups. Okay? What else we can do? We encourage them to set your own learning goals and milestones. Okay? Ngayong week na ito, anong aking learning goals? Kapag ba ginagawa ko yung activity, am I just doing this for the sake of submitting it to our professor? Or I am really engaged into it? Na hindi lang ako basta, ay ito yung activity, sige gawin ko na para may maipasa ako. If that is your attitude, then you must think na meron pa kayong ilang, how many years? You still have more than 2 years to think. If that is the way how you submit your requirements, then think twice. Dapat you are responsible for your own learning, hindi yung just to submit. Okay? Upon submission of a certain requirement, you should, ay bakit nga ba pinapasubmit sa akin to? Okay? What's the reason behind? Kapag ba natutunan ko to, what will happen to me? Makakatulong kaya ito sa licensure examination ko? Aside from that, makakatulong kaya ito later on as a future innovative teacher? Mga ganon. Okay? Also by having this self and peer assessment technique. So, na-assess mo. Okay, halimbawa meron kang sariling grupo, oy, alam mo yung ginawa mo, maganda yan. Okay? The way you presented in our topic is very good. Gano'n, dapat maging proactive tayo on how we manage our personal lives. Okay? And as well as, kapag sinabi na kasi natin na personal lives, lahat na yan. Sa learning, sa finance, sa health, sa wellness, sa ating mga relationships, sa ating mga attitudes. Okay? All of those are encompasses personal responsibility. Okay? Next tenet is global citizenship. Okay, so be a global citizen. Di ba napaka-uso nito ngayon? Ano ba kasi itong global citizen na ito? Usong-uso kasi ito eh. If you notice this, there's a tagline here, be a leader for the future. Actually, global citizenship is for you, kayong mga kabataan ngayon. Kasi kayo na yung future of the nation, no? Laging sinasabing gano'n. Okay, we try to prepare you na kayo yung innovative leader in the future. Okay? Now, this global digital citizen, we understand that because of this, because of the various technologies that we have, okay, na-dissolve na yung boundaries between all the world's people. Di ba dati, nung kapag wala pang technology, di mo pwedeng kausapin yung mga nasa, for example, nasa Amerika, okay, nasa Israel, okay, nasa Iraq. Pero ngayon, dahil we live in a digital world, okay, dati ang kaya mo lang ligawan ay yung Pilipino, di ba? Taga-Pilipinas lang kung sino lang ang nasa tabi mo. Pero ngayon, Bendrin, sino nang nililigawan mo? Mga Australian, di ba? Mga American.
Pilipino lang nililigawan nun. Ngayon dalawang Pilipino na. Kasi nga online. Char.
Iba sa online, iba sa offline. Ikaw talaga, Janos. Okay. So, ganon. No, na break yung border, yung boundary between these worlds natin. We can travel na. Pwede na tayong pumunta sa Amerika o kahit saan pang gusto natin. Pero yun nga lang, virtually. Okay? We can communicate, we can collaborate, okay? Or we can celebrate across all levels of society. Okay, kayang-kaya na nating makipaghalimbawa, makipagpanagbeng sa Baguio, wala tayong means. Manood ka lang ng Facebook, no? You are celebrating virtually. This means that we are now all global citizens. Okay? So why this is very important, especially when we teach this to our students? Because when you have a deep understanding to this new global, take note, the word here is interconnectedness. Okay, if we have this global interconnectedness, then we are very much aware, okay, of the various issues. 'Di ba? Malalaman ba natin na merong how do you call this? Merong gera ngayon sa Israel kung wala ang digital world? Tama? We also have these various traditions, itong values and various culture of other citizens, okay? Because of this, when we have this global interconnectedness, no, and we are aware of their culture and traditions, then this leads us, okay, in cultivating understanding, okay, acceptance, compassion, and humility. So, no, being humble is very important. Dapat always, kahit anong meron tayo, hindi yung ay, Pinoy ako. Ano ba yung kanta ni, na pagiging Pinoy daw? Okay, nagagalit daw siya pag sinasabing, ano ba yun? Amerikano siya. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we involve? Okay, paano kayo maging global citizen? Okay, to be a global citizen, you can involve in various projects na kinakandak ng mga various organizations. Okay, you can foster, for example, international connections. Okay, kaya nga pinapa-attend ko kayo, no, doon sa ating, I think that's an international conference about digital citizenship. Lahat ba uulitin ko kasi konti pa lang kanina, lahat ba nakapag-register na doon? That is a requirement of the course. You must register there and attend actively in that webinar. Okay, malay ninyo doon kayo makakakita kasi mostly ang mga attendees doon is mga kabataan across different nations. So lahat ba, can I see a thumbs up kung lahat is nakapag-register na doon sa link na pinasa ko? Hindi kasi kayo nag-send ng screenshot sa akin na ay doon sa group chat natin na nakapag-attendance na kayo. Ay nakapag-register na kayo. Naka-register na ba? May AC? Iyan, iisa pa lang ang nag-register. How about the others? Bahala kayo, mai-incomplete kayo sa course natin. Be honest, sino na dito yung mga hindi pa nakapag-register? Dalawa lang ang nag-register? Tatlo?
Sir, I'm currently registering po. I failed to notice the announcement on the GC po kasi.
Yung Apat. Sige, please register. That is a requirement of the course na you should attend that international webinar on digital citizenship. Ang mga kasama nyo doon, puro mga kabataan across various nations. So, dapat mag-register kayo doon. Okay? Anyway, you still have time. Hindi pa naman ata nagko-close yung ating registration. Okay? So, yon, isang paraan yon para makapag, kayo, you have international connections. Malay nyo, doon yung makikilala ang inyong, nagiging learning body. Next is digital citizenship, no? Gasgas na ito, but of course, kailangan pa rin natin pag-aralan to. This covers appropriate and exemplary behavior in our online environment. Okay? It's about working towards making our transparent digital world safe for ourselves and for others. Now, we have these various elements of digital citizenship that everyone must have. Okay? So first is, ano yan? Nakalagay dyan. Digital access. No? Medyo mahirap pang isolve itong digital access na ito. Because here in digital citizenship, one of its aim is a full electronic participation in society. But others naman, even though they are very much willing to participate in the digital world, okay, there is what we call digital exclusion. Okay, digital exclusion kasi yung mga iba, there is no access on the internet world, there is no means. Okay, there is no device for them. Okay. I know everyone is participating in this so-called digital commerce. No? Digital commerce is using technology. This is electronic buying and selling of goods. Yan, yung mga nag-online selling, mga bumibili sa Lazada, sa Shopee. Okay? Kasi napakarami na ngayon itong mga internet purchases. Dito ay bumibili ng ating mga laruan ng mga kids natin, our clothes, okay, food, etc. Okay, this digital communication is what we are doing right now. No, this is electronic exchange of information. Digital communication is rapidly expanding. Okay, so now everyone has the opportunity to communicate and collaborate with anyone from anywhere and anytime. Nakita niyo yan? So kahit sino, pwede mong i-collaborate at i-communicate. Kahit saan, nasaan ka. Pero yun nga, sinasabi natin, other areas have no internet connection. Okay, next is digital literacy. This is very important as a future teacher. This is a process of teaching and learning about technology and how to utilize this technology well. Okay. And then we also have this digital etiquette. These are electronic standards of conduct or procedures. Okay, kahit nga sa loob ng klase natin, di ba? We can have various rules. Pwede nating magkaroon ng mga virtual rules para mas maging maayos ang pagkaklase natin, just like what we are doing right now. Okay, and of course, meron din tayong tinatawag na digital law. Okay, this digital law are the electronic responsibility for action and deeds. Dito na pumapasok yung tinatawag natin na intellectual property rights. Okay? Na we should be much aware of. And then digital rights and responsibility, ito naman yung freedom natin. The freedom extended to everyone in a digital world. Okay, just in, di ba, meron tayong Philippine Constitution, meron tayong Bill of Rights na tinatawag. Okay? As a digital citizen, we also have this digital rights na kailangang ma-address, okay, dito sa ating digital world. Okay? And then we also have this digital health and wellness. Okay, ano nga ba itong mga physical and psychological well-being natin? Minsan kasi, di ba, ang Facebook nakaka-stress sa atin. Kaya we must we must be very much wise. Should be very much wise in choosing our subscriptions. Baka mamaya yung na-subscribes ninyo lahat dyan sa YouTube ninyo, YouTube account ninyo, or Facebook ninyo, puro mga nakaka-stress na mga hindi maganda sa ating mental health. So tingnan natin mabuti. No, lately, hindi naman sa promote ko lately, kasi YouTube ako. And then tumitingin ako kasi di ba siyempre minsan meron tayong moments na nai-stress tayo. So gusto natin na dahil wala namang various activities na pwedeng magawa kasi sobrang init naman ng panahon. So tumitingin tayo sa YouTube, di ba, ng magandang i-subscribe or magandang pakinggan. Okay. You know what? You listen or you watch various segments or series of the YouTube channel of Tony Gonzaga. Napakaganda ng kanyang mga content. Okay, she is really an influencer. Hindi sa promote ko Pero kahit makinig lang kayo ng isa doon, especially yung segment nila ni Candy Pangilinan, no, yung inclusion, napakaganda. Yon. Siguro dapat ganun mga sinusubscribes ninyo. But I'm not dictating you naman who to subscribe. Pero minsan lang kasi kailangan natin mag-subscribe. Okay, yes, Tony Talks. That's right. Tama, Tony Talks. Ang gaganda ng mga segment niya. Kapag makakapanood ka ng isa, gusto mo tatapusin na lahat. Kasi you will really learn, no? Hindi lang sa physical world mo, kundi spiritually, you will also live spiritually. Napakaganda ng na yan. And last is this digital security, no? Electronic precautions to guarantee safety. Kaya minsan, tingnan natin mabuti yung maklik natin kasi that will lead to various viruses na pwede maka-affect not only us but also in our friends in the digital world. Okay? So those are the concepts of digital citizenship. Next is this one, altruism. Diba napag-aralan natin to sa ethics? What is altruism in ethics? Can you still remember? Actually, this is a moral principle. This is a moral practice, I should say. This is a moral practice or a principle. Okay, sa ethics natin, what is altruism all about?
Parang sir? The desire for the respect for the respect for the well-being of others or
Okay, so kung makikita ninyo dito sa ating word cloud, no, altruism is, yung mga yan? Together, charity, support, selfless. Nowadays, in the digital world or even in physical world, ano yung nakikita natin sa Facebook na nagpapakita ng altruism?
yung sir?
Community pantries.
Yung usong-usong. Yes, very good. Community pantry. That is the best example of being an altruistic person. Okay, altruistic service. Because we define altruism, community pantry Janos. Okay, kayo ba nakapag-community pantry ba kayo? Nakapag-participate ba kayo sa ganito?
Red tag naman kasi sir. Yung altruism. Naging communism naman.
Yes, sometimes kasi diba hindi natin maintindihan kasi ang bakit nga ba ginawa? You know what? You watch the segment in Facebook of sino ulit 'yon? Yung lagi niyang sinasabi na night fam, sabi niya ganyan. Panoorin niyo
Project Nightfall.
Project Nightfall. Yes, Project Nightfall. You watch his segment about community pantry in the Philippines. It's very nice. Malalaman nyo doon bakit yung mga yun ang magandang
Agon here po ang pangalan.
Yes, Dwight.
Si Project Nightfall po, Agon here po yung pangalan.
Yes, that one. Yun, napakaganda rin ng mga videos noon. I-subscribe niyo din. Ako usually kapag mas gusto kong ganon yung mga pinapakinggan ko. Nakikita natin kasi yung mga cultures of the different worlds. Ano yung mga
Parang
issues.
student yata siya ni Nas Daily, sir.
Oo, team niya, ka-team niya
Yes,
si Nas
correct.
Daily.
Nas
There's a
Daily.
Feeling
Actually,
Founder. May
merong
Pilipino na,
call
sir.
ay meron na.
May kasama na po
Meron
silang Pinoy.
Yun naman pero meron din mga gumagawang paro din ng ganun, no? Pero
Meron.
ang ganda kasi ng konsepto. There sometime in last year yun there was a call na yung mga gusto maging content creator ganyan. Alam niyo nag-try din ako noon na kasi gusto ko ng yung content creator niya kasi 'di ba sa university natin ngayon kailangan ng ganun. So kaso hindi lang kasi natuloy. So magandang umattend sa mga ganung workshop. We learn from the experts on how to produce these worthy contents. Okay, so going back to altruism is that this is by having a selfless concern, unselfish concern for other people. Nandun ba sa atin yung concern sa ibang tao na alam niyo yon na kapag nahihirapan sila, we feel their sadness or everything and then gusto natin na sana makagawa ako ng paraan para makatulong sa mga taong ito. Okay, this is by the opportunity of exercising charity and goodwill to the benefit of others. Okay? So this provides you as a student later on to create meaningful connections in the real world. So ano yung mga pwede nating gawin? Okay, so yun nga, sabi ko, having a fundraising campaigns, okay, or charitable acts na pwede ninyong gawin. Okay, you can volunteer. Kayo ngayon, pwede kayo mag-volunteer sa mga non-government organizations to be part of their digital activities. Okay, or you can work in your own community. Okay, para makatulong sa mga to have a contribution on the well-being of your community. Okay, so we must be altruistic at all times. We volunteer. Okay, na hindi yung, sasali ako dito kasi may kapalit ito. Hindi gano'n. Okay, this is one of the tenets of being a global digital citizen. Okay, next is this one. The next tenet, and this is the last, is the environmental stewardship. Okay, this being a steward, sabi nga, di ba? We are the steward of our environment. Tayo ang soldier. Tayo dapat ang nangangalaga sa ating environment because if we do not appreciate the beauty and majesty of the things around us, what will happen? Okay? Kahit we live in a digital world, our environment is very important for us. We should explore different practices to be conscientious, especially on the use of the Earth's resources. Hindi yung hinahayaan na lang natin na naka-open lang yung ilaw natin. Okay? Pero ang liwaliwanag naman, naka-open yung electric fan, wala namang gumagamit, naka-charge yung phone, pagkatanggal ng phone, naiwan yung charger doon. Kahit in simple ways lang. Okay, in simple ways, we should take a positive stand, okay, on various actions, especially in the preservation of what is really essentially environmental community. So kahit ngayon, alam nyo, napakagandang time ngayon para magtanim kayo ng mga puno dyan sa mga bukid ninyo. Kasi di ba dati, lagi kayo nasa Alicia, nasa PNU, so you have no time, okay, to visit your mga farm ninyo or dyan sa paligid lang ninyo. So ngayon siguro, every year, kapag makapagtanim lang tayo ng isa, but sometimes we're very guilty of this, no? Kahit nga ako kailan lang noong last matagal na ako nakapagtanim ng puno or something. Para kapag laki ninyo or pag meron na kayong mga anak, yan, tinanim ko yung puno na yan. Okay, still, that small effort can contribute, okay, as a whole in the environment aspect. Okay, so what are the things that we can do? You can do. Okay, you explore website. Alam niyo yung GCash? If you're using GCash, meron tayong tinatawag doon na you adopt a certain tree na in every transaction that you have, Tapos pag ma-reach mo yung points na yon, okay, ay magtatanim doon sa may lamesa eco park something. Are you familiar with that? Sa GCash, meron siyang feature na ganon. Na in every transaction yan, pwede kang mag-steal actually ng mga other trees o ipapaalam mo lang sa mga friends mo. Okay, you can nurture a virtual tree there. And then, kapag na-reach mo na yung points na yon, talagang itatanim yon ng lames, doon sa lamesa eco park. Okay, and then we should ensure a good recycling program. Ngayon na nandiyan na tayo sa bahay natin. Okay, tayo ba'y nag-i-initiate na, ay ma, dapat ganito, mga plastic dito lang. Ayan, yung mga biodegradable dito lang din. Tayo ba nag-i-initiate ba tayo ng ganun sa ating bahay? If not, itry kaya natin para makita natin and then we will observe. Mapapansin ng mga parents ninyo. Eh bakit si ganito, nagiging ano na siya? Okay? So, those are the various ways in which we can contribute to be an environmental steward. So once again, what are the 5? Ano yung mga 5 natin na tenets? What are the 5 tenets of global digital citizenship? Will you give one? Carl Ramos, give one. Wala sa ulo ko parang merong ano. Carl, are you here? Okay, will you raise your hand? Anyone who can give one tenets of global digital citizenship? Flossie?
Self-control, sir.
Flossie? Parang I cannot hear you, Flossie. Sige, we go back later on the Flossie. Kay, Angeli?
Sir, personal responsibility po. Personal responsibility po.
Ay, sorry, ako pala may problema. Sorry, Flossie, ano yung aking speaker. Flossie, ano ulit yon? Ayan. Sige, Dwight.
For the last one we just discussed about environmental stewardship.
Okay, environmental stewardship. Next, Kay, Angeli, ano yon?
Sir, personal responsibility po.
Personal responsibility, Ralph.
Altruistic service po.
Altruistic service, we still have 2. Sino ba nagre-recite? Nakapag-recite na yung iba. Myla?
Sir, global citizenship po.
Global citizenship. And the last one is?
Digital citizenship.
Dayan? Okay, digital citizenship. Thank you very much for your participation. Now, I have a question here. Why is developing global digital citizens in our schools so important to the present and the future? How can knowing and practicing all this help? Tinayo nasa ulo ko. Oh, parang meron akong corona. Okay. Why do you think developing global digital citizens in our school is so important? Yes, Ralph. Very good for reciting, Ralph.
Nag-raise hand ako, sir?
Yes. Nag-raise hand ka. Hindi ka na pwedeng bumawi.
Ala, sir,
Yes.
ala si sir.
Ano?
As much as we want to stray away from the development of our world, specifically with the technological advances that we're facing right now, it's still our job to fully accept it because we can't escape its grasp, sir. So, developing students, specifically for us as future teachers, to be a competent global citizens in this world, in this fast-paced world, sir, of technology. We can use this to further improve our skills to fully do our job in the future. Yun, sir. Tapos, using those knowledges that will be learning throughout the course of our time, it can somehow help in imparting the knowledges that we've learned throughout our stay in the school, sir. Yun lang po.
Okay, thank you very much, Ralph. So for the next sharers, ayan, marami nagre-raise ng hand. Very good. Yan ang gusto ko, yung active kayo. Yan kahit gantong, do you call this? Para mas madalian tayo. Nakikita niyo yung nilagay ko dyan sa chat box? So you answer the question, okay, personally, digitally, globally, altruistically, or environmentally, kahit isa lang dyan. Okay? By answering this question, why is developing global digital citizens in our schools so important to the present and the future? Okay, yes, Dwight Infante.
So, yes, sir, it's important to develop global digital citizens in our schools to the present and for our posterity, because environmentally, without our planet or without the things that sustain our lives, like the trees, the grasses, and anything that would help us continue living on this earth, the things that we learn as a digital citizen, or the things that we learn, even though we want to be altruistic or we want to be a global citizen, it's all futile or it's all useless if we don't have an earth or the land that we have right now to live in. So it is important that nowadays we inculcate on young students the importance of being environmentally responsible, because students nowadays often just throw their garbages all around. They don't know how to segregate, and they burn plastics, which should be a long time ago done by our uh, predecessors. They should have inculcated before that these things shouldn't be done by students. But still, until today, unfortunately, many of us, even some of us, even myself, I am guilty of that. That's why I think it is important to have this kinds of lessons. We learn about the environment. We learn about how to safeguard our environment for the sake of our posterity. That's all, sir.
Okay, thank you, Dwight. So today is a new day for you, no? To be an environmental steward. Okay, because environmentally, we continue to face growing threats such as climate change, resource depletions, okay, industrial pollution, etc. So as a global digital citizen, we seek to combat these biggest challenges, no, to our environmental health by fostering or by presenting various solutions on this. Okay, so we're done with environmentally. Yes, Kay, Angeli?
Sir, altruistically, we can shape and respect our the well-being of others through doing charitable works and having unselfish acts and concern for other people by having a give and take relationship wherein we are advantageous in many ways, sir.
Okay, that's right, Angelina. There is no excuse nowadays not to be altruistic. And that is thanks to technology. Na pwede na tayong mag-donate kahit nasa ang lupalok pa ng mundo, pwede mo lang ipadala. Okay, kung gusto mo talagang tumulong. So altruistically, we have more means to help others, and that is because of technology. Others, meron pa ba? So dalawa na lang. Dwight Alipio, hindi ka pa nagre-recite sa klase ko, Dwight Alipio O ikaw naman. Itong Dwight na magaling itong Dwight Alipio na ito eh. Dwight Alipio, any thoughts on this? Kung katabi mo lang sana si Ralph ngayon, nagdadaldalan na kayo ni Ralph. Ano, Dwight?
Hello, sir.
Okay, sige. Go, Dwight. Pakinggan
Sir,
natin ang boses ni Dwight.
For me, sir, a quality education, I believe, goes far beyond just basic literacy and numeracy. Um, the skills necessary for children to succeed are based on experiences they have in early life and schooling, sir. So I believe that primary schools face the vast challenge of empowering children as active participants in the global community. So I am more of the personal, sir. This includes helping students thrive academically, preparing them for workforce success, supporting them to build their character and also civic engagement, and
Yes.
also developing necessary skills to somehow address large scale and other complex social issues, sir, especially in this um trying times. And also global citizenship education also provides a framework to engage learners to become better learners, better people, and of course contributors to a better world.
Okay, tingnan mo, 'di ba napakaganda ng sagot ni Dwight. Oo, para siyang sumasali sa ano. That really means that the students must have, okay, they must inculcate in their mind to have an advocacy, or they demonstrate the kind of self-governance that will keep us safe from harm, both online and offline. So ang atake naman niya is more on personal. Okay, very good. Thank you very much, English majors, no? Ganito ang gusto kong estudyante, yung nandyan lang kayo na you recite. Okay, very good. So now, we have a question here. How do you socialize and interact online? Yung mga hindi pa nagre-recite dyan, How is this different than communicating and interacting with people face-to-face? Okay, that is the question.
Sir, if I may.
So, suppose, yes, go. Supposedly, wait, Janus. Supposedly, we'll be having this, okay? You'll be having a breakout room, and then you will choose two communities, online and offline, and you jot down similarities and differences between the two, and then you present later on your output via Google Slide. But we will skip this part because we're running out of time now. Meron na tayong activity na yun ang kailangan ma-accomplish for today. So, we will now answer this question. What roles do you play within these communities? How do you socialize and interact online? How is this different than communicating and interacting with people face-to-face? Yes, Janus.
Sir,
Pumanda yung iba dyan at tatawagin ko, Okay, go.
I believe the biggest difference in between communicating face to face and virtual communication is that the emotions involved in communicating virtually are just represented by visual images or by emoticons, emojis. Uh, Compared to face, we get to experience the whole authenticity of the conversation that we are having with other people.
Okay, so Janus, are you saying that you are not being authentic when you are interacting with some people in digital world?
No, sir. I'm simply explaining that digital communication uh, lowers the authenticity level of the conversation because having an authentic conversation means that you get engaged in the content of your conversation while being sensitive to the person you are conversing with. However, in digital communication, however, it is easier conceal to conceal emotions or maging positive na lang tayo. In
Yes,
digital,
maging positive ka, ikaw, Janus.
okay, sir. In
Do
digital
on the positive
communication,
side.
yes, sir. The focus slides more onto the content of the conversation rather than the relationship or the connection between the two people who are engaged in that conversation. Mas nagiging content, siya, sir? Content-centered ang communication sa digital.
Okay, not on the emotion content, no? Kasi sometimes, and when we
Affecting.
chat or when we message a certain person, tapos ano siya, tapos ito yung message mo, but the way he or she
Yes.
conceive that message might be different. So kaya nga minsan, di ba, kahit text lang, minsan itinatawagan natin sila para
Yes,
yung
sir.
emotion doon sa ano
Makes
is may isabi talaga natin. Oo. Okay, that's right. So talagang magkaiba sila, no? But you must take note, though they are different. Okay, magkaibang medium kasi yung ginagamit natin. And we must be always responsible in the emotions that we put into a certain, hindi yung nagpapaasa tayo or something, no?
ghosting.
Na, ay, na ganito, kumain ka na ba? Pero pag sa'yo, as a person, di ba, kung wala lang na sa'yo, okay, that's normal thing. Pero sa kanya pala, iba na yung meaning. Okay, so we must be responsible in every words that we say or utter. Okay, so what roles do you play within these communities? Will you give me an online and offline community, and what roles do you play within this community? So, Ernaline Segundo. Ernaline, are you there?
Yes,
Isa pa tong sa
sir.
Ernaline eh. Yan, Ernaline. Will you give me one online community that you belong with?
Online community is on the Facebook, sir. I believe
Okay. So, what role do you play in Facebook community?
sir, most of the time is that I only shared posts from different pages po. I'm not really into influencing others po. I'm not that kind of person na who posts informations about other. I'm only posting things that are memes po, sir.
Okay, so more on memes ka lang, no? So, ang influence mo is more on yung pampagood vibes ba? Okay? How about, pakinggan ko nga yung mga iba dito, Jack Lord. Ayan si Jack Lord. Jack
Answer
Lord, can you answer
vlogger yan.
any? Ha?
Vlogger yan, sir.
Ayan, vlogger pala. Yan. Are you a vlogger?
No.
No daw. So,
Hindi,
magbigay
sir.
ka nga ng other online community aside from Facebook, and what role do you play on this community, on this online community?
Sorry, sir, nagputol.
Ay, naputol?
Okay, sir.
Aside
sir,
from
okay na.
Facebook,
So,
okay, go.
I can say that I'm not that active on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, but I'm active on one live streaming application wherein, I entered and become my role there is to entertain the community on that
Wow.
application. And syempre as considered influencer, so I must be responsible on what I'm doing, on what I'm sharing, and on how I engage to them so that they will not acquire bad influence from me. So yun, sir.
Okay, Jack Lord. So, that's very nice. So, what are the expectations within that community you belong with? And how do you know what these expectations are? Meron bang nag-ano sa inyo, nag-orient na this is what we do here?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can
you tell something about that?
I'm under one agency, sir, which lets us have a training first on how to become a host. And so they are expecting us to become talkative.
Okay, Jack Lord. Jack Lord, pakita mo yung camera mo, and then pwedeng bang paano? Can you open your cam?
Sample.
Yes. Parang gusto ko nga rin sana pumasok dyan sa world mo na yan. Parang gusto ko rin, nakaka-refresh ba dyan? Jack Lord, asan ka na? Magbigay ka ng sample.
Po kasi. Sir, I'm singing po kasi whenever I do my
Jack
live.
Lord, can you... sige nga, pasample nga naman kami dito. Anyway, hindi naman kami others, no? Classmates mo naman sila. Pwedeng Ano?
Wait lang, sir. I'm gonna set this
Pwede
up
ba?
first. Okay lang naman po, sir.
Ah,
Pero ayusin ko
okay.
lang
Yan.
po, sir.
Ay, wow. So, meron pang ano talaga. Sige, go. Jack Lord. They're waiting for you. Yan. Tingnan ninyo. Napakarami pala ninyong ano. You live in a digital world, various communities. No, minsan kasi sa atin, ang alam lang natin is the social media, online communities. Pero ngayon, nakikita natin, meron palang other classmates here, other persons here involved in various community. Kumbaga, hindi lang dual citizenship na sila sa digital world. Okay. Ayan. Anyway, may time pa naman tayo for our main activity for today.
Way to recharge it. You can recharge your card, you can recharge.
Sound check. Sound, sir. Naririnig
Okay,
ba?
sige. That's very good, Dwight. If you want to share later on. Okay, spotlight natin si Jack Lord.
Ala, sir!
Bakit? Excited nga kami eh. We're so very much excited. Okay, go Jack Lord. The floor is yours.
Ohio. Whenever I'm talking with Japanese people, so I just greet them Ohio as good morning. And whenever I talk to German people, I'm saying that Guten Morgen everyone. Then that's it. Then I just started singing, sir, just like that. So guys, kamusta kayong lahat dyan? So nandito na naman tayo. So, pag mga Pilipino ba, sir? Yung mga ganon. So wala nang hiya-hiya. Tuloy lang natin to. Ganon. Kumain na ba kayo? Anong gusto nyo? Talong, mani? Sige guys, stop na kayo dyan.
Yes yan na.
Wow, I
Yeah,
like it,
so-
Jack Lord.
So may mga bagay kasi talaga na kailangan nating gustuhin, pero may mga bagay rin na kailangan nating iwan para hindi tayong naluloko at alam mo na. So ganun sir, ganun lang yung ginagawa ko pag nagla-livestream ako. Pag mga Pilipino talaga sir, yun, alam na nila na loka-loka talaga ako magsalita sa harap nila. Kasi ganun talaga dapat. Oo. Pagpakakantahin nyo naman ako, okay guys, pwede naman kayo mag-request dyan sa baba. Pwede na kayo mag-type. Wala namang problema doon. Basta kantahin nyo. Charot. So, ano ba sir, kakanta na ba tayo? Kasi kagigising ko eh. Kung hindi ka kagigising, sige, hayaan mo na. Kanta na lang talaga tayo. Okay, so kakanta mo na ba talaga ako sir? Sige, post na natin to. Pag may sabit-sabit, wag niyo ako sisihin kasi kagigising ko ha. O di ba? Nabulabog yung umaga niyo. Sir, nagtanong-tanong ka pa kasi, joke lang. Baka bumaba, wala akong makuha. Sound check. Oh. Wait lang, tumutunog ba? Oh, ayan, magpaubaya muna tayo. Ganyan naman parate, tayo iniiwan eh. Ala sir, ganun lang talaga yun. Tutuloy ko pa ba? So, total entertainment na to guys. Laban na tayo.
Okay na, sige. Jack Lord, okay na. Baka mamaya magbayad na kami. Ayan.
Sir, okay lang.
Palakpakan naman
Talaga
natin si
yan.
Jack Lord. Palakpakan naman natin. Let's have a virtual clap for Jack Lord, no? Congratulations. Nakaka-proud naman yung ginagawa mo, Jack. Ayan,
Okay.
di ba? Dito natin na-determine na aside from this digital world na meron tayo sa Zoom, meron din palang ibang pinagkakaabalahan ng ating mga kasama dito. That's very good. And hopefully your talent, Jack Lord, you use it positively, okay, to influence others, to bring good vibes to others, and by not harming them. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, off na yung mo, Jack Lord. Baka mamaya tumawa tayo all throughout. Thank you, thank you.
Sir, thank you guys.
Okay, yan. Next time na Jack Lord, pa-schedule kami isang beses lang. Ha?
Sige
May
lang
lang
po
ko na.
sir.
Sa Monday, may gagawin tayo. And i-convene ko lahat ng second year students for under technology class.
Ay, Diyos mio.
Bibigyan kita.
Sir, Hindi ko yata kaya yan, sir. Walang
Bibigyan kita ng
ganyanan.
ano mo, bibigyan kita ng intermission number because magkaroon tayo ng parang webinar type something on Monday. Okay? Thank you, Jack Lloyd. What else? Yung other communities that you belong with? So nakita ninyo? Yes, Dwight Infante. Kindly share your role. Ano bang other roles mo na online?
Yes, sir. Aside from being a student, I am also an online English tutor po. I work
Wow.
for an international company teaching English on various nationalities, mainly Japanese, Taiwanese, South Koreans, and Thai. But it is a global company that we cater to other citizens from Europe, from other countries that do not speak English as their first language. So I'm an online ESL or English as a second
Wow.
language teacher, sir. Or
Wow. So,
rather EFL po because main our countries mainly are those who do not use English as either a second language. They treat English as a foreign language po. That's why EFL I'm more of an EFL teacher than an ESL teacher.
wow, that's very nice of you, Dwight. No? So maganda yan. You engage yourself in tutorial, no? Online tutorial. So of course, the expectation ay naiset naman sa inyo there. Since this is a company, so you were oriented on what roles you have in this, and then ano na-expect ng mga clients ninyo, tama? So what are the challenges na na-face mo? What are the common challenges that you face in this role that you have?
At first, sir, when I was just a beginner, when I was still starting,
So kailan
I
ka
found it
nag-start, ano,
last year po, October.
because of the pandemic? So
Yes, sir.
that's the
Because I
good
don't
news. That's
receive
the good.
allowances anymore. That's why I
Okay,
I
it's
took to
very good.
myself to apply for for a part-time job so that I can have my own allowance even without begging for my asking for my parents for money. So the challenges, sir, that I faced at first, of course, is the culture shock. I didn't
Mhm.
know the cultures that should be
Customs.
observed. Yes, sir. The customs of the other of my students because they belong to another cities, another nationality
World,
or
yes.
race. Yes, that's why I I might have even went against the customs that they are observing. So I don't know, but yeah, I think
So
some
ano,
of the things, sir, that I did as an online teacher, of course, maybe I got too insensitive at times, but I am not really sure. And also, sir, the greatest challenge for me is the language barrier, of course.
yeah,
Of
of
course,
course.
many of the students there they are attending online classes, of course, to improve on their English skills. But
Mhm.
of course, for many, there are those who can speak the language very well and converse. But for some, especially those who just started attending classes online, they found it hard even to speak their minds, to tell how they feel or how to answer a specific question, even a simple question or answerable by a yes or no. They find it hard to answer. That's why I usually find it hard back then how to prolong or maintain the
Mhm.
conversation or sustain the conversation if that's the case. So yeah,
Yes.
those are some of the challenges that I face po.
Okay, so that's very nice of you, Dwight. No, so the
And
content, yes, please
I
encourage
encourage
your
my classmates
classmates.
to apply as well.
Yes, kasi maganda yun. Kasi alam nyo noon, nung nag-aaral din ako, tutor din ako noon. Pero face-to-face nga lang. So, just like what Dwight said, the pandemic turned him into something international tutor. So that's a positive side of the pandemic, and that's very good. Okay, so the materials that you are using are all provided by the company, right?
Yes, sir. If the
Yes.
student chooses to use a material, but if they choose to have a free conversation, all of the topics that we will have, still depends on the student, but I have to suggest topics that we could talk
Oh,
about. So yes, sir, it's a combination of both my stock knowledge and the materials that are provided by the company. But
ayan.
overall, sir,
Okay.
most of the time, when they choose materials, it's all already there. You don't have to prepare anything. You just have to prepare yourself or read in
Mm,
advance the
yeah,
materials that
exactly.
are provided.
Yes, that's the good thing, no, of joining big companies. Yes, go there. Okay, thank you very much. So, mapapansin niyo dito, no, na we are not just participants in the digital world na, kundi we influence. Some of you are influencers, some of you are tutors, yun, there are many possibilities. We break the boundaries na ngayon. You can be, actually, you can have a lot of accomplishment in the digital world nowadays. So that's very good to all of you. So we encourage everyone to participate as well in this engaging digital world. Okay, so we skip that. This time, we have question here. Like, is this an example of being a good digital citizen? Why or why not? What are the rights or responsibilities being demonstrated in each scenario? Skip na natin to. Ibibigay ko na lang, ito kasi kulang na tayo sa oras, may gagawin pa tayo. For example, ito sana, Jimwell needs to print his own homework, then you answer the question. I will give it na lang in different later on. So ngayon, ang gagawin na natin is this one. Let's sum it up. This is very important kasi. So based on your overall understanding, collaborate using Google Docs to come up with 10 attributes or values that describe a responsible global digital citizen. So what are the attributes or values of a global digital citizen? So ang gagawin natin ngayon is I will divide you into groups. Okay, then everyone must have as one sentence lang, kahit one sentence lang, short sentence. Okay? Ano ba yung values or attributes na meron dapat sa isang global digital citizen? Okay? You can use one word and describe it simply. Okay, lahat kayo dapat may tagi-isang sagot. Now everyone, sino dito ang para ano na lang, ma-determine natin. Sino dito ang may hawak na laptop ngayon? Sino naka-open ng laptop? Please. Okay, Dwight Infante. Kailangan natin ng laptop kasi para siyang mag-encode ng ating gagawin. Sino pa? Yung mga may laptop dyan, paki-open. Jack Lord, meron ka?
Yes, sir.
Dwight Alipio, okay. Dwight Alipio, very good. And then, sino pa? Rename, Jack Lord. Kailangan ko pa ng isa. One please, isa pa. Sinong may hawak na laptop dyan ngayon naka-open? Yung mga hindi naka-open, sinong pwedeng i-open? Angeli, kay Angeli, naka-open to laptop mo?
Sir, naglolo ko po ngayon.
Ay, naglolo ko.
Yes, sir.
Sinong naka-open or pwedeng mag-open ng laptop dyan? Please, kailangan natin pa ng isa.
Sir, nakamute po kayo, sir.
Ay, sorry. Thank you, thank you. Sino pang isa? Kailangan ko ng isa pa. Sige na, please. Sino pa yung isa? Or kayang mag-enco ay kayang isulat nyo na lang kapag. O Janos, ikaw na Kang ano dyan.
Wala pa akong laptop, sir.
Isulat mo na lang kapag.
Sir, si Carl.
Ay, si
Carl.
Carl. O sige, Carl Ramos, correct? Okay, now, I will put you into different breakout rooms. I'll give you 3 minutes. And then, ilalagay doon ni Dwight, nitong 4 na leaders, yung mga answer ninyo. For example, Janus, ito yung sagot niya. Si Kay, ito ang sagot niya. Ganon. Nakuha? I'll give you 3 minutes to encode that one. Mamili na kayo kung sinong gusto nyong kagrupo dito. Okay? Go. Pili na kayo dyan. Wait lang guys. Pili na kayo ng pupunta nyo dyan at may gagawin lang ako. Bakit nasaan yun?
Nandiyan lang sa table. Tawag kung nasaan.
Sir, saan po yung mga pagpipilian?
Nakikita nyo ba sa screen ninyo? Meron dyan. Mamili na kayo ng nyo dyan.
Sir, wala pa po.
Wala pa. Sige, ipunta na lang kita kay Angeli sa isang group. Ako na lang magpunta sa'yo.
Sige po, sir.
Dapat lahat dyan ay may sagot, ah. Ilagay niyo yung pangalan ninyo.
Sir, ako rin po, sir. Patapon na lang po.
Okay. Sige.
Sir, gusto ko dun kay Dwight.
Okay. Ano ba natin mas na ginamit yun? Ay, dito ay may nakita mo na sa log ko. Nakita mo yung susi. Susi ng sasakyan.
Sir, hindi ko alam gagawin ko.
Ang gagawin mo is you ask them. Everyone dapat may tag-iisang may contribute. Ano ang values or attribute ng isang global digital citizen? In a sentence form. Kasi lagay mo yung pangalan niya, ito yung sinabi niya.
Pag wala daw hanapin at maka-open. Pero let's go, alam. There are data ako. Yeah, we have a... Yes.